Hey, so in this particular video, I wanted to talk about working with the right customers, and it really came about in a discussion I had with my brother not too long ago, in sort of explaining my current customer base and how I felt about working with them and the opportunity that I have working with them. Um, and just it's an enjoyable experience based upon my interactions with what we're doing today, and how we're approaching our customers and dealing with them on a regular basis in terms of communication and the feedback that we receive. And what I think is key is getting to a point where you really understand who you want to work with, right? And that's what I really mean by the right customer. um, we sell a number of things on a number of different platforms. And so, in those different platforms, depending upon what we're selling, and it does run a little bit of a broader spectrum in terms of some of the other product offerings we have. But I will say this um, about a particular platform that we occasionally sell on, especially when it comes to higher ticket items. In this particular case, it's an item that we're listing at $4,200. It's up over $4,000 in terms of the item. And this particular item draws a certain type of customer. And we've dealt with this in the past, and have a pretty good sense of the type of buyer that we typically see in with this particular product, and with this particular platform. But I'll say this: um, when someone approaches you within the platform and wants to complete that transaction outside of the platform as a way to negotiate down the price, um, they're going, leading with the standpoint of avoiding to pay fees on the seller side, which is my side, saving me money, um, and at the same time, perhaps negotiating a price that's lower than what we currently have on the platform. The key with this, and why I say no, um, and avoid the issues in dealing with individuals in person, uh, but more along the lines of the purpose, and why this person wants to complete a transaction like that offline. um, for me, as a business person and just someone who's been on both sides of the transactions, it's important to understand, in dealing with those types of individuals that want to violate the platform policies, it is a clear indicator of the type of individual that you're dealing with. Someone who cuts corners, someone who is going to look for a workaround. Um, and it's really in their own self interest, right? It's they're doing this not for you, but they're doing it for themselves. And so the key thing for us is we've always taken an approach that we're going to play by the rules, number one. That's really important to us. And this goes back to my previous career. I spent a career of over 20 years being the guy that was sort of catching the bad guys, if you will, right? Working on fraud, working on things that were in the corporate security space, and sort of weeding out and getting rid of people that did things in, let's say, not so honest manners and ways. Some of it criminal, some of it just policy violations, right? But the key thing is that that type of individual who conducts themselves in that way should be a red flag for you. It's not particularly someone you want to establish a long-term relationship with. Um, it's just indicative of the nature of their character, is why they're even doing this, right? Something that they perhaps conduct themselves on a regular basis. And it speaks volumes because I don't even know this person. I've never met them before, have zero conversations, zero emails, zero messaging. They don't know who I am. I have no clue who they are. but yet they want to complete a transaction that's above $4,000 in cash and go around the quote unquote system or the platform. And we're just not going to do it to save a few bucks or to do something like that. I can only pass along sort of the history that I've had, the experience that I've had dealing with people like this, and they're just not individuals that you want to establish relationships with in the long run. Violating a policy, you may think like, hey, no big deal, it's offline. The platform's making a ton of money. What's the big deal of skirting the system this one time? Well, it's a form of stealing. The platform is doing their job. They're bringing a buyer and a seller together. That's the whole purpose of the platform, right? To enable the transaction to take place. So what you're doing is you're skirting the system. You're going around the system that was put in place by them and was built for the sole purpose of bringing buyers and sellers together. And they should be paid to do that. They should earn a fee, a commission, however you want to characterize the value that they bring in bringing a buyer and a seller together, especially in a high ticket item. It's warranted that they receive a fee for that service. So when someone in that transaction is trying to avoid that fee, they're effectively stealing from that platform, in my opinion. And so it's not something that we are going to participate in, and quite frankly are very candid about our approach and not dealing with people like that, and are going to tell them no every single time. So again, this video is really about working with the right type of customer. You want to establish long-term relationships. You want to establish relationships with people of character, people that you want to do business with, that you want to be a part of your ecosystem in the long run. It's important because these people become a part of your day-to-day lives, depending upon how frequent they purchase from you. And so I can't stress the importance of not every customer is the right customer just because they have the money and they want to buy something from you. I would say that you want to deal with people that you enjoy working with, people of character, people that you can trust. It's going to go much longer way from the standpoint of developing a relationship than to look at the short-term, gain, or the short-term thinking about the transaction that you're dealing with. Again, not a situation that we're going to participate in, and we're going to be very adamant about saying no to those types of transactions. Again, I hope this video is helpful for you. I mean, for us, it allows us to sort of talk to you about how we feel about our clients and our customers, and the types of individuals that we want to work with. It's important to us. Quality is important to us. Having trust in us is very key. And so we want to continue to work with people of character that we can trust, that we want to do business with, and that we want to have experiences with for a very long time. Thanks for your time. And again, if you have any questions about what we do and how we do and what we offer, feel free to contact us. Take a look at the links that we have, subscribe to our channel. I occasionally post videos like this in terms of what we do and how we do it, and examples of those things that are important to us in our business and the customers that we really enjoy working with. So again, thanks. Take care.